Alrighty, everybody. So today we're going to be making some Yayoi Kusama art. I'm sorry if I apologize for butchering that name if I did, which I probably did because I'm not that great at pronouncing other languages, but she is a Japanese artist that is one of the most famous artists working today. And her huge popularity stems from her mirrored infinity rooms that have proved irresistible for Instagram users, but her career stretches back over 6 decades. As a child, the Japanese artist began to suffer from hallucinations that manifested as flashes of light or auras, as well as fields of dots and flowers that talked to her. These experiences have provided the inspiration for her work, including the aforementioned rooms, along with paintings, sculptures, and installations that employ vivid, phantasmical patterns of polka dots and other motifs. So we are going to be using these same patterns of polka dots to decorate our hearts that are on our printable template, or you can also just draw your hearts on a blank piece of paper and cut them out for the same purpose. So I will be coloring in my hearts, and I will draw some little polka dots on them to make sure that I color all but the polka dot. So I'm just using some markers for my coloring materials, but if you guys would like to use a different medium, then you are more than welcome to. And you don't have to color all of the hearts. I just figured that I would give everybody a wide selection. So I'm just going to color a few of my hearts just to make sure that I'm not making my video too long here. But everyone at home, feel free to take as much time as you need to color in as many hearts as you want to make your decoration the coolest that it can be. So I am doing my polka dots by leaving the space empty, but you can also do your polka dots by filling it in. I just wanted this one to be a white and a red heart. You can also experiment with making your polka dots different colors, or you can keep them the same two-toned kind of theme. Alrighty, so that is my first heart all done. You can add more polka dots or you can add less polka dots depending on what illusion you would like to employ. Or you can even add a variety of different polka dots on one heart. And you can make them different sizes, different shapes. They don't all have to be perfect circles, obviously, but I think that looks pretty cool when they are. So, I can have some white hearts, I can have some red ones. I can also make my outlines in one color, and then I can draw them in another color. Like I'm doing with this one. Alrighty, so That way I have a little bit of red kind of around my polka dot if I wanted that. And you can even just kind of draw some polka dots and then color over it with a different marker to make a whole new, like, little scene of colors. So I am picking blue and red, and I am hoping that my polka dots turn out purple. But they're turning out a little bit more dark than I would like them to. But that is okay. Alrighty. Then I will do some more hearts here. And so this artist tends to stick with the same kind of set of colors, but I like experimenting with more colors because I tend to like more colorful works of art. So you get creative however you would like to. You don't have to follow my instruction or even the models. You can create a whole different type of shape if you don't want to do a heart activity. There's a lot of room for modification here. I might make a purple small heart too. Alrighty. I might have to switch to my fine tip now. I'm starting to color in some of the circles that I drew, but that's alright. And so I'm not worrying too much about what I get on the edge because I know I'm going to be cutting them out. And I think I might actually end up shading this one in because I think I like them better filled in. But shading them with a lighter color kind of helps preserve the color a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go with a lighter red this time. Alright. And so I think I'm going to color about maybe half of these and then show how to put it together so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it will look like. But I do encourage you to color all the hearts that you can because I think that they will turn out much more cool than mine if you have more dimension to your painting. And if you want to make some hearts appear bigger and some hearts appear smaller, you can obviously choose bigger ones to be up front. Or you can also adjust the size of polka dots as you go. If you want to make smaller polka dots to show that something's farther away, and bigger polka dots to show that something might be closer. Alright, and then I'm going to color one or two of my other little hearts here. Alrighty. And then I am going to do the same technique that I was trying earlier with a different red. It worked a little bit better, but not quite how I would have liked it to, so I might trace over this one with a pink marker so that it stays blue, or mostly blue. Alrighty, and then I'm going to cut some of these out. Alrighty. And if you're like me and you like to turn your paper as you cut, it's easier once you got most of the thing to cut out to actually cut out just a little piece. That way you can just kind of cut around it, or if you want to just kind of start out like that. I just find that it's easier to work with the scissors if I move the paper instead of the scissors. Alrighty. And it's also okay if some of the hearts get bent while you cut, because we will be gluing these onto a second sheet of blank paper, which is why I had another one here. But before we do that, I am going to color my background. And I might make it multicolored, just to keep things interesting. But I will draw my polka dots on it first. And that way we can also kind of experiment a little bit with our color mixing. Alrighty, so that is just about all that I had colored. Alright, so now that I am all done with this sheet, I will crumple it up and throw it in the recycling bin. And I will start coloring my background. So, I think I will make my polka dots in this lovely little pink here first. And so this one I'm being a little less detailed with because I know I'm going to cover most of the surface area of the paper with my hearts, and it's important to make sure that I overlap them when I glue them to make sure that I get a little bit of that 3D perspective that this artist strives for in her rooms that she set ups that I was talking about earlier. Alright, so that does my pink polka dots. Might do some blue polka dots. And if you are going to use markers, please do be careful that they aren't the type that bleed through. I'm on my painting chalk, so I don't have to worry about the fact that my markers bleed through. But if you were on a table, then you might be a little bit more concerned about that. So make sure that you put down an extra sheet of paper underneath the one that you're coloring if you're worried about staining it. Alrighty, so then I think I will start with this red that I had earlier, and I might actually create a little bit of a frame with my sheet of paper by drawing a line all the way around it. Alright. And sadly, I think my pink polka dots are being erased. So I'm just going to do one corner in that color. And then I'm going to start kind of switching what color I'm using here. And I happen to know that orange and blue are opposite colors on the color wheel, so I am not going to mix those colors because it will probably make a gross color. But I don't remember offhand what mixing orange and blue does, so we might have to experiment with that another day. Alrighty. Then I will move on to another color. So I have a little bit lighter of a blue than the one that I had used earlier. Alrighty, and then I will grab another color here. And then I think I might go back to that pink, because I really liked the way that that pink looked. Alrighty. So, I will make my little heart display here before I glue it. And I guess if another word of warning, if your markers are like mine and bleed over, make sure you have the right one up. or the right side up, rather. Otherwise, your heart might look a little bit wonky. Alrighty, so I'm going to layer my hearts. And so I'm going to make my larger hearts further back so that I have more room to put smaller hearts in front of them. Alright, so I think I like the way that that looks, so I will start kind of gluing down from the back of my scene forward. Alright, so I am using a glue stick to glue these down, but you guys are welcome to use Elmer's glue or any other adhesive to get it to stick to the paper, or you could skip this step and just color it on the little template page if you want them to stay exactly how they are. But I just think it's a little bit more entertaining to make some different things. Alrighty. So I will glue all of mine down here. And I might actually change this to be slightly over the edge, just to add a little bit of a different element. So I'm not gluing them down exactly in the same pattern as I laid them out, because I chose to lay them out instead of gluing different backgrounds. But if you guys would like to lay out your furthest background and then glue that down, and then lay out your next furthest background and glue that down, and then another one on top of that, and another one on top of that, that works too. There's no one particular way to do art, and there's especially no right way to do art. Or, sorry, there's no wrong way to do art. There's plenty of right ways to do art. Alright. So, I will glue down my last little heart here. Actually, I think I might change where that one is. Benefits of using a glue stick is that it makes a little bit less mess when I peel it up. But Elmer's glue gives you a little bit more of a drying time before you have to move it. Whereas if I pick a spot right now, I have to pretty much stick with it after 5 seconds. Alright, so that is our little heart picture that we made today. So I'll read off a few more fun facts about the artist while I cut this out, because I think I like it better just as this picture in the inside. So I am going to modify it to do that. Alright, so the artist, Yayoi Kusama, loved drawing and painting when she was a child, but her parents didn't want her to do art. In fact, they did almost anything to try and prevent her from. So her mom actually ended up tearing up her drawings at one point to try and prevent her from pursuing art. But when her mom tore them up, she just would draw more. And when she could not afford to buy materials for art, she used to use mud and old sacks to make some art. So she doesn't just do these types of things, but she does other things as well. And by adding all over marks and dots to her paintings, drawings, objects, and clothes, she feels as if she is making them and herself melt and become part of the bigger universe. And she has said, and I quote, "Our Earth is only one polka dot among a million stars in the cosmos. Polka dots are a way to infinity. When we obliterate nature and our bodies with polka dots, we become part of the unity of our environment." And so that is our project for the day. Thank you guys for making it with me. I hope you had fun making it like I did. That is all for today. So, as always, spread kindness, be mindful, and have a nice day. That is all for today. So, as always, spread kindness, be mindful, and have a nice day. That is all for today. So, as always, spread kindness, be mindful, and have a nice day.